What if I told you that there was something better out there than Ozempic? A method that is more sustainable and cheaper for weight loss in the long run. I am talking about intermittent fasting, and not just any kind, but the hormonal friendly approach. One that considers the timing of your menstrual cycle, which could be the difference between weight loss success and burnout. Hi, I'm Rizwana Chowdhury, an advanced nurse practitioner here in the UK, and welcome to 3 Things About. In a previous video, we talked about weight loss injections and the importance of muscle protection. I will link that video below if you want to dive deeper. Today, we are talking about a completely different approach because injections are not for everyone and they do not teach us how to tap in and listen to our natural biofeedback, the hunger and food cravings that reflect our body's changing hormonal needs. Today, we will cover number 1, why do women need a different approach to fasting than men? Number 2, how do we align fasting windows to our menstrual cycles? And number 3, why is this approach safer for weight loss? Most intermittent fasting studies were based on men, and that is a problem. Female hormones like estrogen and progesterone fluctuate throughout the month, which affects metabolism, appetite, and stress response. This is critical to consider when thinking about weight loss because hormones don't just influence how we feel, it regulates how we burn fat, store energy, build muscle, and how our body reacts to stress. So ignoring our hormones would be to ignore the entire foundation of how a woman's body functions, and you'll get weight loss wrong from the get-go. Let's talk about the cycle. We have the follicular phase, which is day 1 of your period up until ovulation. Now this phase varies in women, but during this time, estrogen is rising and we tolerate intermittent fasting better. We are much more insulin sensitive, meaning our body processes carbohydrates more efficiently, and you are less likely to get those wild sugar cravings or the urge to snack because we are much more satisfied after meals. You have better energy levels and you can push through those tougher workouts safely. It's your metabolic sweet spot and you are primed for performance. Think of it as your green light window. We are much more resilient to stress and have better focus, so we can dial in on nutrition and manage cravings. Then you have the luteal phase, which is post-ovulation up until your period starts, and this length varies in women. We now have progesterone dominating, and this changes everything. You will feel hungrier, you will be tired and much more sensitive to stress, whether that's environmental or emotional and dietary, because remember, aggressive fasting is a form of stress. And here's why. Your body is shifting gear in preparation for a possible pregnancy. That means conserving energy, storing fat, slowing down metabolism, and becoming more sensitive to insulin resistant, all in the name of survival. This is not weakness, this is biology. We are designed to have balance, and this is not the time to push aggressive fasting or high intense workouts. Think of this time as your handle with care zone, where rest, nourishment, and stress management is far more important than willpower. That is why one-size-fits-all fasting plans can potentially backfire by increasing cortisol, disrupt sleep, and mess up with our cycles because it discounts our individual biofeedback, which tells us exactly what the body needs. Before we can consider aligning fasting with our cycles, it's important to recognize that not all periods look the same. Conditions like endometriosis or PCOS can change everything from the length of cycle to pain and energy levels, and this matters. So if you can't fully maximize the follicular phase, do not beat yourself up. What is more important is for you to listen to your body, because you can still lose weight and feel good with smart nutrition and timing that works for you. Let's start with menstruation, which is roughly day 1 to 5 of your cycle, though it varies. At this stage, progesterone and estrogen are at their lowest. Think of this as your body's natural reset window, because let's be honest, the luteal phase a few days before would have led to some extra snacking, and we've all been there. So this is the time to rebuild and nourish. A gentle 12 to 14 hour overnight fast can support gut rest, reduce bloating, and improve inflammation. And it's easy to do because you are sleeping through most of it. Gentle movement like walking can help circulation, and prioritizing protein can support iron levels and balance blood sugar. You need fewer starchy carbs here, not none, just less, because your energy demands are lower. But don't be surprised if you feel a bit flat. The first few days of bleeding, serotonin, your feel-good hormone, does dip and cravings do creep in. Having a small serving of quality carbs, like from fruits or root veg, can lift mood and energy without derailing your weight goals. Remember, this isn't about restriction, it's about strategic realignment. Then you have the wonderful follicular phase, day 6 to 14. And as mentioned before, this is your metabolic green light. So energy is up, insulin sensitivity is high, and your body is ready and primed to push. This is your window to train harder and go for performance. If you have been thinking about fasting for longer for weight loss, this is the time to trial it. Then comes ovulation around days 14 to 16, when things start to shift. Testosterone rises, estrogen peaks, and you still may feel powerful. But it is the turning point. Fasting is still okay, but you may want to scale back on the long ones. Aim for gentle 12 to 14 hour fasting, very easily done overnight. And this will help gut rest and weight loss without the added unnecessary stress. You are transitioning into the luteal phase and cortisol sensitivity rises. Long fasts can work against fat loss by elevating stress hormones. This is the time to prioritize hydration, dial in recovery, and give your nervous system a breather from the fasting stress before hormone levels flip. You are still in weight loss zone, just a smarter one. Then we are back into the luteal phase, roughly days 17 to 28, and things start to shift yet again. Progesterone is rising, insulin sensitivity drops, and your body is naturally conserving energy. So yes, fasting really needs to dial back here. A 10 to 12 hour fast overnight is enough, and anything more could potentially shift your body into stress mode. This is also the time to welcome complex low GI carbs like squash or lentils. These are not cheap foods. These foods can actually help cravings, stabilize blood sugar, and support serotonin. So if you find yourself reaching for carbs, honor it. Don't guilt it. Your body is talking, it's not misbehaving. And when it comes to movement, dial it down, not off. So think walking or stretching or yoga. You want to lead with recovery, not resistance. Let's get one thing straight. Just because we are in our luteal phase and craving carbs, this is not our cheat window. If you are serious about weight loss, you will already know we do not use cravings to justify junk food. This isn't permission to binge because my hormones made me do it. It's really important what you eat, especially now. Cravings are real, but so is blood sugar balance. So when you do honor them, do it with purpose, with food that satisfies without sending insulin on a roller coaster. And while we are being honest, ditch the scales during this phase. Your body can hold up to 2 to 3 kg extra water weight during the luteal phase. This is because of progesterone-driven fluid retention, not fat gain. So stepping on the scale during this time can give a false sense of failure, which can lead to unnecessary stress and even emotional eating. Tracking progress by scale alone can backfire because it doesn't reflect your hormonal reality. Consider thinking about how you are feeling, how are your clothes fitting, and whether you have been consistent, because real weight loss isn't derailed by one phase. It's built through the choices you make across all four. When you fast with your cycle, you reduce stress, balance blood sugar, and protect long-term health. GLP-1 injections suppress our appetite, but they don't teach us how to listen to our body's cravings or to work with our hormones, how to regulate naturally, to nourish our metabolism without the fear of food. Fasting with your cycle helps build a blueprint for long-term success, one rooted in your physiology, not just a prescription. This isn't about hacks. It's about understanding that your cravings, your energy dips, your appetite shifts are not flaws. They are feedback, and when you learn to honor that, you don't just lose weight, you preserve muscle, boost fertility, protect your hormones, and support your mood. No side effects, no metabolic rebound, no extreme weight drops, just a method that's sustainable, cycle aware, and actually designed for you. And while this video was done with female physiology in mind, men can benefit too, often with fewer adjustments, because your hormones follow a 24-hour rhythm, not a 28-day cycle, meaning your energy, stress hormone response, and appetite are far more predictable day to day. In fact, it was a male patient that sparked this very video. So yes, this message is for you. The structured fasting, the protein-rich meals, the resistant training, and respecting your body's signals aren't just for women. They are fundamental for everyone. The difference being, you do not need to time it to a cycle. So, is this better than Ozempic? For many people, yes, because it's not just about losing weight. It's about unlocking more energy, protecting your metabolism, supporting your hormones, and finally getting rid of the all or nothing, willpower only mindset. This is about long-term health, not short-term hacks. It's about building a lifestyle that works with your biology, not against it. And that kind of freedom, that's powerful. So let me know below, have you ever tried fasting for weight loss, and did you ever time it with your cycle, or were you stuck following the same plan every week? Drop a comment below, let's learn from each other. If this has helped, share it with a friend, a sister, a partner, anyone who needs to know that weight loss doesn't have to feel like a fight. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.